Hey everybody, this is Jay-Z with Jay-Z's Reviews, back for another segment on films I have watched lately. And I've got a list because I've actually watched a good little bit since my last video clip. So first up is something that I'm not really a fan of. The series Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just not big on I'm not a big sci-fi person to begin with, unless it's sci-fi like something like Aliens or more of the scare stuff. But anyway, I've seen, the first and second, so I figured I might as well go ahead and see the third. And yeah, it was pretty cool to, find out about Rocket and his background and everything. It was pretty sad actually. For those who've seen it will know what I'm talking about. Those who haven't, I hope I haven't spoiled anything. But anyway, it was okay. I mean, it was some action was pretty good. I thought some of the effects were kind of hit and miss. Some were really good, and some were just cheesy. I mean, there were some. I don't know what that one scene was where the main characters went into this other ship, and it was just funky. I can't even explain it. Very weird, but the story overall was okay. Not my favorite film, but I don't know. I just think they need to bring that series to an end. But being tied in with Marvel, I guess, is not going to happen. So anyway. On a different note, I did took my grandkids to see the live action version of The Little Mermaid. Thought that was great. They loved it. They were just sitting there mesmerized. So for that, it was just enough. It was worth it just watching their faces and looking at them eat the popcorn, just staring at the screen, and it was good. I thought it brought some new stuff. Some of the music has changed up a little bit. For the most part, still pretty much the same storyline. But it was very good. It had a lot of good diversity. I haven't kept up with too much of the controversy around it. There's been people pros, people cons about it, and it's like, y'all, this is just can we just not enjoy the film as a kids film, as a family-oriented film, and just leave all the controversy out of it? But I just think that I thought it was very well done. Thought the main characters and the actors were just great. I think everybody in it was great. So we really enjoyed it. It was a good time for us, good time to be with family, and just enjoyed that. So, well, before I get the documentaries, I'll do those last. But anyway, so the other thing I watched was, I don't even know how the guy pronounced the comedian's name. Anyway, he's the star of this latest comedy flick, The Machine. Nah, I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't understand what his whole shtick is with the not having his shirt on while he's doing his comedy. It just didn't. I don't know. It's just not funny in my opinion, and I'm not big on. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not, not to exclude anybody or offend anybody, but I'm just not big into a lot of the bathroom jokes, bathroom humor, dropping the F-bomb and GD, all this kind of stuff. That's just not me. Anyway, it just did not make, the film itself, in my opinion, was just not even funny. A little bit of the action there was pretty good, but the comedy itself, it just didn't like it at all. So that's definitely not a fan of it. So, but that's just my opinion. So I'm older, and I'm sure a lot of the younger kids and younger generation that know who this comedian is will probably find it hilarious. But anyway, not me. And then I watched two documentaries that were really good. One is called Unconditional, and it's by Richard Liu, who is a journalist, and I think he works for NBC or one of the big networks. But anyway, the film is based on three different families. It's a documentary about three different families who are struggling with, have loved ones who are struggling with either physical or mental challenges. Richard Liu, his father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, so he was taking care of his father with the help of his mother and his sister, and it was really a very enlightening and very heartfelt documentary on all the struggles that he had with it. Unfortunately, the father passed, I think, in December of 21. So very enlightening story. It also focused on young woman who served in the military, and she was diagnosed with a terminal cancer. She'd been exposed to the burn pits and different things over in Afghanistan, and so it was a focus on her husband taking care of her, and I think she had one or two children. Anyway, very, very, very sad situation, but I mean, she was doing everything she could to keep a positive outlook on life and try to do what she could. And then the other family was a gentleman who suffered from PTSD. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on. Let me have a. I don't know if I can do this, but I love my Topo Chico, so give me a second here. Delicious. Delish. But anyway, so that was also a sad thing to watch because it was about the gentleman, fairly young guy, struggling with PTSD. They had children, he and his wife, and they were all having to be cognizant of the fact that anything could trigger him, and it was very, very hard. But it was a great documentary, so I definitely recommend it. Just a good, informative thing to watch, see what people go through. And it's not to be depressed or anything. It's just that people do struggle with that, and it's good to see how they deal with it. Because if you're someone out there who has this similar struggles and don't know what to do, they also give some information on who you can reach out to. The other documentary, wow, I think it's playing on HBO Max. Burden of Proof. So it's about this gentleman who had had a sister, and the sister ended up disappearing, and this gentleman had in his mind that his mom and dad had, well, particularly the dad, were the ones behind the disappearance of his sister. So it's a 4-episode documentary series, and it's rough. I mean, it's not the fastest moving thing, but it gives some good details, and it gives some insight into what this man was going through and the struggle he was having trying to deal with the fact that he truly believed that his parents had something to do with his sister's disappearance. And it's very, very, very well made. I mean, it is. So definitely check out Burden of Proof if you're into documentaries. It's a good one. And then 3 other films I've checked out. So yeah, I told you I was on a roll. Watch The Boogeyman. Not big into demonic type films or anything like that. I used to be when I was younger. I could just eat them up. But as I've gotten older, I can't do them. This one though, PG-13. I have to say it's pretty good. I've seen it. I don't normally watch films twice, but I actually have seen this one twice by accident, which is a lot. I'll have to explain that. But anyway, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's not the best horror flick or scare flick ever made, but it's definitely it was definitely pretty good. The more I watched, the second time I saw it, I was like, yeah, this is much better than what I realized from the first time. So if you're in for a few scares, it takes a little bit to build up to the scares, but they're pretty good. The people behind Stranger Things and A Quiet Place, I think that's the other, which I love that series. I think that's what it is. Are involved with it, so you'll see some similarities, but not bad. It's not like a ripoff or anything, but you can see their touch on it, and it's pretty good. So I recommend that one if you're in the mood for a scare flick. And then I'm gonna just tell you right now, I don't normally not complete watching movies, but Hypnotic with Ben Affleck, oh my gosh, I had to stop after 35, 40 minutes into it. It's just horrible. I don't know who. I didn't even look to see who the director was, how much it cost. It's definitely one of the worst films of the year, if not ever, I've ever seen. It starts off real fast. There's no explanation. The acting is horrible. The storyline is just ridiculous. It's just atrocious. So I'm just got to tell you, don't watch it. And then the last thing I did see that I absolutely loved, was, and I hope I pronounce this right, I know it's French, but Chevalier is, and that's a long time coming watching that, but that's a great one. I love the whole thing about it. Love the drama, love the scenery, love the setting, love the timeline, love the performances, all very good. Love the music especially. I'm a huge music fan, and just did a phenomenal job. So great, great movie, great performance by the lead. Everybody in it was great, so I definitely highly recommend that one. It's a good one. So anyway, that's my latest rundown on flicks. I was trying today to find some other stuff to watch, but right now there's not too much out there that I'm enthused about. I can't wait to see Indiana Jones, though I do want to see that. Got to finish that up. I mean, how can you not watch that? And Oppenheimer, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but that looks, Christopher Nolan's film looks amazing, so I can't wait to see that. But anyway, hopefully I'll get to see those and do a review. But hopefully y'all are checking out some good stuff. If you are, let me know. Drop a line. Thanks.